What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Poke Market Lab. Today, we are talking Elite Trainer boxes. Everyone knows that booster boxes are the blue chip stock of Pokemon TCG collecting, right? I want to challenge that assumption a bit. Most people, most investors are probably short-term in terms of how long they expect to hold on to product. They probably expect to hold on to product a lot longer than they actually do. Most of them I would consider to be paper hands, meaning people that buy and hold product with the intent of holding long-term, but because of a shift in focus or a life event, they dump product after a year, 18 months tops. Those diamond hands, people that hold far longer, 5 to 10 years, true collectors, not just investors, I want to challenge the assumption on booster boxes. And I want you to think about what the masses buy for Pokemon products, right? Not what us investors, us people who are focused on the market, we're focused on every single card, we're focused on trends. What does the market, what do most people purchase for cards? Are most people purchasing booster boxes? I don't think that's the case. None of the big box stores carry any appreciable number of booster boxes. Most of them are ETBs, check lane boosters, what I call ancillary products. So let me give you a bit of an anecdote. Every set that comes out, I typically swing by my local GameStop and pick up an Elite Trainer box on that release day, that Friday. And every single time I'm there, there's a few people stopping in to do the same. And they vary in age. Sometimes it's kids, teenagers, adults. It spans the gamut. And when I saw that, it dawned on me, the vast majority of people who are exposed to the Pokemon TCG and who enjoy the Pokemon TCG are doing it that way. They're buying smaller products. They're not buying booster boxes online. They're probably not even going to their local game store to buy booster boxes. Most kids, most adults who are kind of passing through the hobby maybe, they're buying ETBs. They're buying those ancillary products. So let's take that information, and this is subjective. I don't have any data to prove this. This is just a thought I had. I wanted to challenge that idea about booster boxes. Yes, booster boxes are always going to be a great investment, especially if your time horizon is under 5 years. But I wanted to throw another possibility out there. What if Elite Trainer boxes are a nostalgia play? I'm talking long term. I'm talking 10 plus years. If you're a teenager now or you're 10, 12 years old, you enjoy this hobby, what are you going to gravitate towards 10 years from now, 20 years from now, when you're an adult and you see, you're online browsing eBay and you see that old ETB that you picked up of Surging Sparks or 151 or whatever that set may be? Is it going to be an Elite Trainer box or is it going to be a booster box? It's probably going to be an Elite Trainer box, right? Because that's what most people are exposed to. So let's ask ourselves some questions. Let's go through a process here. How are most people exposed to the Pokemon TCG? Again, the masses, maybe not the most money necessarily, but the masses are exposed via Elite Trainer boxes. They're affordable. They're readily available. You can get them at Walmart, Target, local game stores, even some local newsstands carry them, right? So that's what the masses, that's where a lot of the focus is for fly-by-nighters, people who are just picking up. They're not into it for the money. They're just in to collect. They just want the cards. They just want to chase beautiful cards, right? And that is really how most people, I think, enjoy this hobby. I don't think most people are looking on TCG Player to see, what the cheapest prices are. I don't think they're even going to their local game stores necessarily to buy product. They're just it's a compulsive purchase, right? They see it at a checkout. Their kids want it. Maybe it's a habit. They get an Elite Trainer box of every single set. So you have some of those folks that are in between. They're kind of in the know, but they just, because of one reason or another, they just pick up an ETB to enjoy it. And the other thing about ETBs and all these ancillary products, it is the cheapest way to pick up product, to crack and enjoy for most people, right? Biting off, it's per pack price, of course, isn't great, but biting off $40 to $50 versus $100 plus, right? And where do you go to get those booster boxes? Again, most people There's probably some TCG people who don't even know the booster boxes exist. They just see ETBs. That's the only path that they have, that they experience, because they're so readily available to get into the hobby, right? And then what are the age ranges of folks who enjoy the TCG, and how does that affect consumption, right? So another point is, again, you have teenagers, you have younger people, and yes, teenagers, younger kids under the age of 10, 100% buy Pokemon product. I've seen it with my own eyes. I see it every time I swing into my either my local game store or GameStop on release day to pick a product. There's a full range of people. You have adults, teenagers, kids, all of them there picking up products. But the type of product that they're picking up ranges, right? Obviously, the younger folks, they're getting things, check lane boosters and things like that, or multiple pack blisters, right? They're not picking up the more expensive product. Obviously, the adult with more money, they might be, and they, love with the hobby, someone who's in the know, they're probably picking up a booster box. They might even be picking up one online through TCG Player. And I know people are going to say, well, TCG Player doesn't show a total spend. I'm not talking about number of boxes. I'm talking a total spend. We don't see this trend reflected in TCG Player, right? ETBs, maybe by volume, outsell booster boxes, but not necessarily by total spend. But again, we're not talking about you and me. Anyone even watching this channel is someone that's in the know. We know where to go to get cheap prices. We know if we go to TCG Player, we're 100% going to get a cheaper box versus going to Walmart or Target or anything like that, right? We're in the know. So why are most people are not going to, most ETBs are not being sold through TCG Player. They're 100% being sold in these big box stores, right? That's where most of them are going. So, and again, this is just subjective. This is just what I've seen, and I've seen plenty of people randomly talking about Pokemon. I think we don't realize how much of an IP this is, and it has roots even today. It's planting roots in younger kids. They love watching it. They love collecting the cards. It's one of the only physical things I've ever seen that spans this kind of age range. Literally from 5-6-year-olds all the way up to adults in the 30s, 40s, and sometimes even 50s. So while, again, ETBs from a short-term perspective, they take up so much space, yes, to store. That's 100% true. Don't discount them as an investment vehicle, though. And one way that you can ensure that you're picking up the right type of ETB is to go after the Pokemon Center exclusives, right? You're hitting that sweet spot of a product that's produced in limited quantities, but it still hits that ETB line. It's still that Elite Trainer box. It still may be something that a teenager now picks up when they're an adult, right? They've got a little spending money. They pick up that ETB that's maybe a couple $100s at that point, and they hold on to it. They crack it with their kids, right? It's got some exclusivity to it, right? So that kind of checks all the boxes. So that's what just next time you're looking at picking up a product, don't discount Pokemon Center ETBs, especially in the Scarlet Violet era. At least at the beginning, they seemed to be short printed. We're seeing Obsidian, Flames Pokemon Center exclusive ETBs over $100 already. It seems like the Pokemon Company has probably jacked up those print runs a bit. We're still seeing, or I don't know if they're available today, but Surging Sparks Pokemon Center ETBs were available for quite a while. So I think they jacked it up. But I still think they have exclusive promos in there, an extra pack. Box art can be different sometimes depending on the set, and I really do think they're worth looking into. Grab a couple. Maybe not regular ETBs, but again, the Pokemon Center one can kind of check both of those boxes. So again, I just wanted to, that's all I have for a video today. I just wanted to kind of challenge that assumption about booster boxes. They are the blue chip of the Pokemon TCG investing world, for sure, but don't discount the ETBs 100%, especially if your time horizon is really long, which I really do think it should be. So that's it. Let me know what you think in the comments, and we'll see you on the next one.